on.
All right. Hello and welcome to How I Spent the Apocalypse. For today, we're still working on, well, let's just say what it is. It's a hinge. It's a little mini hinge with compass points. I got west and east poured the other day. Now all of the benches are in, and all of north-south,
The north,
southeast,
yeah.
northeast,
southeast.
northwest, southwest, all the monoliths, mini monoliths. I'm thinking about calling it Rock Henge. I originally nicknamed the place down the street that had some great big rocks in the yard. I nicknamed it Rock Henge, but I think I'm going to take that back.
This is much more appropriate.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, but that's what I'm doing. So today, I'm finishing up the wall around the actual fire pit. Now it is circular, and yet it doesn't look like that, because on either side of the pot, which I just set in, by the way.
Oh, you concreted it in place.
Yeah, concreted. Well, you can take it out.
Ah.
I left it okay. I washed the rock surface really well and dipped the rocks and everything so that the cement would sit. It's sand mix, because again, concrete mix, if it gets hot enough, will blow up.
Right.
Sand mix might crumble. It usually doesn't, actually. It's usually pretty strong. It might crumble, but not if you don't fire it before it's cured. I'm not firing anything before it's cured. It's too much work. But at any rate, I put great big rocks on either side of it so you could kind of use those as little tables.
Right.
Because the idea is you can make a big pot of Viking stew. I'm going to take my sanding disc on my angle grinder, clean this all out, and re-cure it. We'll talk about that when we do it, because re-curing cast iron is kind of a cool thing. But at any rate, okay, and I made this height so that when the fire burns down,
On a
which when
cold
you
night.
first start this, the benches are going to be too close
Yes.
to set.
Yeah.
But there'll be a long period of time where those will be comfortable when you got a big bonfire going. But towards the end of the evening, there'll come this time when it's just coals and a few sticks, and they're going to want to be right on top of it on a cold night.
Yes.
And so we can sit around on this fire ring, and so it does two things. It keeps the fire from blowing out, keeps the base of it all in here, but it also gives us a place to sit. And of course, you could also sit, if people were sitting on the benches, you could also sit on the outside and just bullshit.
Right.
So what is this? It's a giant bullshit pit. I'm building this so that my family and my friends can have a cool place to come hang out, build a fire, and act like primitive peoples, and sit around and bullshit and sing stupid, filthy songs over the fire.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yes, that's the entire purpose for all this fucking work. Now you may be saying, don't I have more useful things that I could be doing? Like, painting the fucking house. I hate painting. I already told you that. So of course I'm gonna make up some bullshit project to do so that I don't have to paint the fucking house.
You have to decrease the population of rocks on our son's property. That is your job.
The other big thing is I'm trying to decrease the number of rocks on my son's property.
Yeah.
Because he has way too many rocks. But at any rate, so that's what I'm doing. And I made it look a little bit like Stonehenge. I made it look like a hinge because why the fuck not?
There you go.
I can build a hinge if I want to.
Yes, you can. Of course, our grandson.
My grandson's like, yeah. Do you want to tell it?
You tell it.
Okay, so my grandson is out here helping me. He helped me make, in fact, I would have liked that footage of that. He helped me make the south medallion and the north medallion, and he helped me set that first bench. Not that he's getting stout. But at any rate, so we're out here working, and he said, Nana, you should make this do what a real hinge does. And at the winter solstice and the summer solstice, it shines through the bench and lights I'm like, okay, first off, Nana's having a hell of a time getting the compass point straight. You'll notice that north is kind of cattywampus.
But it points north. Yes, it does.
The N is off. I said, that's first off. Second off, we would have to cut down every tree on this entire property and the giant tree house in order to have the sun. But what does happen is in the morning, the sun comes up, and for about, until about 1 o'clock, you can tell what time it is by the shadow on this rock and that rock.
That is neat.
So there's that. Besides which, like I said, not everybody has a henge.
That's right.
There you go.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, so let me show you something that I noticed. Because sometimes you do shit, and it's a happy accident. And sometimes when you're working with natural things, you do something, and it's not such a happy accident. It's kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to hear about that. As you can see by our northwest point, looks like a giant penis. Yeah. So I'm sure my brother and my son and my grandsons will get no end of mileage out of the giant phallus that I have managed to place. But isn't that has, primitive man was all about? Primitive man was all about their... Oh, man hasn't changed at all. They're still all about their penis. But I have to get to work now because my cement's trying to...
That's right. I'll be back in a little while, see what you've done today. Bye.